Hey guys, welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I'm Mackenzie Fain. We're going to break down Teen Mom OG Season 8, Episode 12 for you, called The Weight of the World. Stick with us.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my goodness, we are back for the season finale of Teen Mom OG. I'm your host, Mackenzie Fain. With me, I have...
Mama Lee.
Who are you?
I'm Mama Lee, I think.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that episode was just heart-wrenching.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't tearing up. I was sobbing.
Oh, I know. Oh, it was just heartbreaking. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I'm sure you viewers out there felt the same way, and comment, let us know. I mean, there's so many different types of just heart-wrenching stories in this that everybody can relate to in some type of way, I feel like. So let us know your story or, how you relate, because it really is a great show to kind of bring together people with the similar, issues or problems or things that they're going through. We'll start out with Maci, who, thank God we got over this whole vasectomy thing, because I was really done hearing about it. It's like, okay, we're not at a standstill stop sign. Like, we clearly can't make a decision right now.
Well, I know, and that's actually how it ended up.
Yeah.
Like, after all of that and going to see the doctor, they're exactly where they were.
Yeah. Where
they began. So, I mean, she's still going to have that birth control that she has.
I guess. I mean, all she said was, we've decided that it's not the time for him to have a vasectomy.
Yeah, okay. So she must be staying with that.
Although and obviously I'm a woman, so like I'm pro, what a woman wants to do. I totally get she went through 3 births and labors and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But like, if she's the one who's just so passionate about it, then she should just go get her tubes tied. I feel like he doesn't think he doesn't want kids. I just feel like, how can you take that from someone? That's so sad.
You. Right.
But, okay. So Bentley's grades have been slipping, and we know Maci's super on top of it. She's just so great like that. So how she talked to him. Let's just talk about that.
She's so great.
She is so great.
She just goes in there and says it how it is and makes him feel real comfortable. Like,
she made me want to go right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to tell you, how to deal with things, how, problems, how to, like, I need that.
Exactly. Don't we all right now? I have problems.
She made him feel like it was going to be like he was going to go talk to like a friend, like, and it was going to be like a really nice.
Right. And she didn't make anything that he said, anything that's going on with him, his fault. It's, you're going through a lot. You have a lot of houses, you have people following you around, like, you know what I mean? Nothing that he has to work on that he can change.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's a great mom.
She's so good. So Bentley goes to see the therapist, and, we hear that it went well. She talks to one of her friends about, possibly having Ryan go or having Taylor go or Maci, like somebody come and sit in and kind of do a group thing, which brought up the topic of to lift the restraining order. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, just really interested as to what they're going to say about it. But then they talk about it, and I'm like, you know what? You guys are just so level-headed and so great, because she's right. She's like, I can't screw around with, you call my husband and threaten to kill him.
Right. If I'm going to back down on this right now and only do half of what I signed up for this restraining order, then she's, going to be somebody that he can walk all over. She needs to stand strong and to prove that I'm not somebody to mess with. Yeah. So I'm really proud of her. Yeah. She's got a great head on her shoulders.
She so does. Yeah, she's just so great. And I love how Taylor said, he hasn't done anything. even thus far. Like, he hasn't shown anything to us.
Exactly.
You know, he hasn't, like, there's so many things he could do without talking to them. For Bentley, he hasn't even sat down with him to talk about it. He's 10 years old. He's
Right.
not a toddler.
Right, and that's what they were talking about at last episode or a couple of episodes again, was that he hasn't even taken the time. He just is brushing over this whole thing of him going away instead of sitting down with Bentley and talking to him about it, and he's just kind of brushing over it. And
Yeah.
I think that's what they want to see. You know,
Be a father.
be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing it.
So then we pretty much end it there on like Bentley and Macy's whole segment. So that was good. But then we walk over to Jen and Larry's house.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Jagger just had his shots. You know, they walk in. He's like, yeah. You know, he got like 5 shots. And then so Mac went to the doctor and she's pregnant.
They were so casual about it. Do you think that's... Wait a minute. Do you think that's what they meant to do, though?
No.
You don't... I think that was... Because then, after that, Mackenzie laughed. Like, she giggled about it. So, at first, I was like, oh, my God, they're really casual about that. But then I'm thinking, is that how he wanted to do it?
That's how he normally is, though. Like, I've
True.
never seen him any other type of way in his whole life. So I'm just like, okay, you couldn't be any, like... And then he's like, yeah, and they think it's a girl. And, like, pretty much throws the thing. Like, oh, my God, what is happening? What is happening?
And her baby's so young.
She's not a year.
Right?
Yeah. Well, thank God she has a girl and they can be done because she needed a girl.
Yeah.
So, but that was just so ridiculous.
I know. Not very fun to hear that you're having another grandbaby and that it be that way. Like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, like Jagger went to the doctor, he got some shots, and then Mac went to the doctor, and I'm like thinking like, oh, that's cool. Like they had like a whole doctor day. Cool. Yeah, like, yeah, and she's pregnant. Like it was like, yeah, and she got a Band-Aid. Like she got the hiccups. Like I don't know what to say about this. Okay, so moving on, Ryan, in a very monotone way. So oh my God, so heartbreaking. Catelynn and Tyler. It's just every person I'm like going down the list. It's like so hard. Catelynn and Tyler's was really, really sad. Emotional more, I would say.
Yes.
So Carly's visit is here. Nova is just so funny. You can't not talk about this kid.
She's so funny.
I don't know how, and I think, what's her name? Addie is so cute on season 2, or Teen Mom 2, but this kid takes the cake.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
She is everything. I would want, they need to start a YouTube channel with like a GoPro just on her face.
Right. Right.
like,
just to listen
I'm
to
going to
her.
want faster than her. Like,
She's funny and everything comes out like a question.
yes.
At the she
It's
always,
like,
yeah. And we're gonna miss her? Like,
yeah.
Are we? I'm not sure.
I am absolutely obsessed with her.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I'm obsessed. It's ridiculous. I want to meet her in person. It's so funny.
She's great.
I am one faster than her. Like, it's just so funny. Okay, so the grandparents are coming, which I thought was so cute and so nice to incorporate. Catelynn told Teresa that she wants Nova and Carly to FaceTime or have phone calls after the first day. And I just don't think that's going to happen, but it was really nice. And like, that is such a nice thing. Like, they are full sisters.
Yeah. Oh, right. I know.
I
forgot that for a second.
They're sisters. They're completely sisters. Not saying like if you have a mother.
I know.
But you know what I mean? Like, so she's going to grow up wondering like, yeah, my brother, she has a younger brother that has adoptive parents too. I don't know if they have, but she's going to know that.
Right.
So like, what is the point? I get like keeping distance from like the parents and stuff and keeping the distance from the family, but like, I really think they need to have a relationship as sisters.
Oh, I do too.
That's so huge.
Yeah.
And just, oh my God, Nova. So that was really cute. And
But wait a minute. But okay.
wow.
Sorry. So we want Nova to have and Carly to have a relationship, right?
Yeah.
But it's an adoption. So that's really meshing the family. So it's like what? Having, if you have Nova in the picture that much, that means that that her parents, Catelynn and Tyler have to be in the picture too, which that's not an adoption.
Why can't the word adoption change in this
because think
situation?
about for Tyler and Catelynn, that would be awesome, but not for
the parents.
Yeah.
But why? Just because you want to be selfish and have this kid to yourself and pretend like.
Because you don't want that kind of interference.
But they're not threatening. They're not let me tell you what to do with this kid because it's biologically mine.
No, absolutely not. But think about it. If you have a whole nother family, it's difficult.
Like cousins, like the relationship you have with really good friends.
Do you think that that's going to be okay with Catelynn at all the time? Like, she might put into, and they have a whole different way of bringing their kid up than she does. Who knows? I don't know. I think it's just too close. I think more regular visits would be good.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think.
Like, they need to set an annual, like May 1st weekend is our water park extra something
or and birthday parties, maybe once you do each other's birthday parties, do that, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to think of the other side because it can't be that close.
I love this discussion because I feel like it's so important because there are gonna be people watching it and feeling the same way, and I get it, but I also want to keep it going with she's going to get older and she's got you hear so many stories of
that when they do find their next parents, they take
why
off.
Couldn't I have had a relationship this whole time? And imagine Carly in this situation. They wanted it. She's gonna see this and be like, my parents cried.
Yeah, but she's also going to see that they wanted it, but yet they didn't really make any efforts along the way. So her adoptive parents are going to say, well, they didn't make that much of, they didn't try that hard. They didn't send you anything. They don't call that often. They don't try to FaceTime. You're not getting letters.
I just feel
in the mail.
Also they were Kate or Teresa and whatever his name is, tainted Brandon and Teresa, tainted the experience or the relationship with them because they were always just no, we're not going to do this. No, we're not gonna, I don't know. Maybe they backed off. Maybe also she was going through for the past 2 years, pretty much severe depression.
True. Right.
I don't know. It's so hard.
It's really hard. You have to think of both sides, and I'm thinking if I'm an a parent that adoptive parent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adoptive.
Yeah. So if I am, I want my children. It's say you were adopted. Do I want somebody else coming and in your life and sharing that? I just want you.
Yeah, that's selfish. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to grow up and be I had parents that did want to have a relationship. Yes, I don't mean that they need to come every weekend or talk every day. But how it's going, I just feel like it's going to blow up in the adopted parents' faces.
It could. I have a friend who's an adult. She had a daughter who she gave up for adoption. And now that daughter has come back into her life as an adult. I mean, and they're best friends. My girlfriend was 15 when she had her daughter.
Oh my gosh.
But her daughter calls her adoptive parents, her real parents. They're everything to her. But she is best friends with my girlfriend. And she was able to find my girlfriend after 18.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I think these little visits, I don't think it should be such a long, you know, time apart for them to see Carly. I think something a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
And just listen to Carly. You know?
I wish we could see her so bad.
I know. What's that?
I mean, we
all
clearly
about?
know what the kid looks like because Veda and Nova look identical.
Right.
But yeah, it's such a tough situation. But I loved how they just talked about it and they were like, it's just so crazy to see our 3 girls. We have 3 girls and their mannerisms are all the same. And it must just be a gut punch for the adoptive parents though, watching that, because it's not normal that they are together and they have 2 more beautiful little girls and she would fit right in with that family now. And like,
I wonder if they, you know, Tyler and Catelynn regret it. They didn't say anything like that, right?
I mean, feel like how could you regret that? Because they wouldn't be where they are today. They wouldn't have Nova. They wouldn't have Veda. They wouldn't be where they are. I mean, they definitely wouldn't have the show. Oh, no, maybe
Why?
no.
They had the show.
No, because I think they were probably picked because they were going to be the adoptive, like the ones that were giving their baby away for adoption.
Oh, you think?
As far as like casting, yeah.
Oh,
Well, you never know. They could have been like Maci and, you know, who kept their kid and whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like doing that, we wish we would have. That's just going to eat them alive because they didn't. There's nothing they can do about it.
I know.
And at the time, it would have been so bad.
Right. It probably would have tore them two apart.
Yeah.
So you're right. You can't look back like that.
And I think they know all of that. I'm sure they've said it. But, you know, so they want to finish the scrapbook. What'd you think about that? I mean, that was just a little bit cringeworthy.
Yeah, I was so mad. You had weeks to finish this. And now it's coming to the time that you're supposed to go to the zoo, and now you have to finish it. And them showing the clock, I was so anxious.
I know.
And I was just like, go.
And then Tyler was like, we can never, like, he was getting frustrated. And
was he?
yeah, I think, right? He was like, yeah, we
I
can
know,
never.
I heard.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they expect. We never do anything on time.
Oh.
So I wasn't sure. The words came out like he was, like, you know, frustrated, but his tone came out like matter of fact.
Well, I think that it's Caitlin's like thing, and she probably is lazy about doing things, getting things done on time and things like that. So he probably didn't want to offend her, but kind of needed to say something. That's my thought process.
Yeah, and she doesn't have any reaction though.
No.
She didn't have any reaction. Like, she didn't acknowledge it. I don't, like, it was like she didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, what?
That was awful. And then nobody was even rushing out the door either.
No.
I don't.
Oh, I was really anxious during that part. Like, just go.
So they go to the zoo and they're leaving. They're really emotional and they're driving away. And so Caitlin's in the back seat and Tyler just starts sobbing. Mm-hmm. The poor guy, like I want to cry. Like watching your kid, like, and it's just so cute, like a dad with this little girl. I'm like tearing up because it's just so cute, like, to think about that, and sad and emotional that he was just like, they were trying to comfort her, like she was getting upset. Maybe she fell. Maybe it was because they were leaving. I don't know. I don't know what the connection is like or anything, but
Right.
it was just, that was hard to watch.
And then he was like, I wanna be the one to comfort her.
I know. Oh,
It's so sad.
I hate it. It's so sad. I just want to go steal her and bring her to him.
I know, that is sad. That is really sad. But I don't understand why there isn't more effort on their part throughout the years. You know, I think, like, if they're sending
I just
notes
remember
and
they were always sending stuff, and they sent Christmas gifts, and they do the cake on her birthday.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I just feel like we're not.
Actions speak louder than words. So, you know, you can say, I miss her, but if you're not, like, I believe they do miss her. I'm not saying that, but they really should just send things, try to notes, little gifts, little things that then they'll have her maybe.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that really struck me was like in the beginning, like when we did see Carly when she was little, and then they were like, we're not filming anymore.
Yeah.
But then they went on and did a magazine cover with Carly, but they didn't want her to be seen on the show. So they just rubbed
a
me the wrong way.
magazine is a still.
It's still her face.
No, that might not be their only reason. I mean, you don't see her now, right? Anywhere?
No.
So maybe it's just
because they got a lot of backlash from
they did?
Yes.
Oh, so if it's
Tyler was on the show going like, why are you going to tell me? Like, he was enraged. Like, this was years ago. He was like, why are you going to tell me that you can't film? We can't talk about her. We can't talk about our conversations. We can't do like nothing, but you can go and sign a deal with a magazine and be on the cover of a magazine with her and her face.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on because I'm heated now. All right. My God. Mackenzie.
Oh, this was so heartbreaking. Oh,
this was bad. This was the worst.
So bad.
Okay, so her mom is really sick. And like, how do you even talk about this? It's like it's in every single part of her body. She names every single part of her body.
Everywhere.
And they're like, she has 6 months to live. That'd be pushing it if she lasted that long. And I don't even know.
Do we know where it started or what kind
Lung.
of cancer?
It started with lung.
Oh, this is so
Wasn't a smoker. Was a triathlete.
Yeah.
It's just.
It was real. And, you know, the fact that the mom sat there and was able to utter those words.
Like, I hope I was a good mom.
Well, the fact that I have only 6 months to live at best.
Oh.
Like, how do you say that without
to your kids?
Breaking down?
Yeah.
How did she say that with straightness the way that she did? And I hope, and when she said, I hope that I was a good mom and a good grandmother.
Oh, this is awful. This is so awful. Like, I don't even know how to speak about it, other than it's so awful. But I will say, Josh shocked me in this episode. He was just so great when they were sitting at the table and she's just breaking down about it. And he's just like, you know, I wish you would come to me about this. And he's like, you know, I think it's my fault. I think you do come to me about stupid things and I push you away. And I'm really sorry for that. And, you know, she starts to cry and he just like takes her hand, rubs her head. Like, he was so cute. And I had never seen anything like that from him.
Okay.
So that was really nice. Then they tell Gannon about it.
Oh my gosh.
He had so many little questions.
He did, in his little deep, raspy voice.
I know.
And he had so many questions and such good questions.
Yeah.
Like
and they answered them so well.
They did.
Better, you know, I don't even know how. And then it like broke my heart when like Josh went in and like just, you know, took his body and just moved him closer and he kind of didn't want to, but then he did. Like, I don't know. It was just so cute. And then Mackenzie was holding his hand and like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Heartbreaking. So yeah, I mean, that's literally what we found out about that.
Yeah, that was so heartbreaking. I felt like there was a point, so I don't know, you know, there's always the editing. So when the mom said, you know, I just want my grandchildren to know me, I felt like somebody should have spoke up and said, of course we're gonna.
Yeah.
But they might have at some point,
yeah.
You know. I just don't like, I'm like thinking, say something to her.
Yeah, I'm sure they
will. Say you'll talk about him every day. You'll explain it all. You'll watch video. Say it all. Yeah. But the blankness that, you know, so yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was horrible.
It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
This is terrible. It's going to be terrible.
But it was really nice to see the relationship with her and Josh because we haven't gotten that. We never really saw it before. So I can definitely see like why they're together. Although I did hear rumors that they're not together.
Yeah, that's what I heard. getting a divorce.
Yeah, so
On
I don't...
her page, wasn't it?
Yeah. So...
I mean, this is... You never know.
I mean, they have issues. We saw
have a
that.
lot of issues, yeah.
But I'm glad that we saw that they have some substance in this relationship.
Well, I mean, who's not gonna come together like that at such an awful time? I don't care how bad you are. You know, you married this person, you care about them in some sort of way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't give him that much credit.
I just thought it was so great how he was like...
Of course. How could he not be?
Well, not... Just the fact of like, it wasn't even just like, I'm so sorry, I'm here for you. It was like, you know, I think you don't come to me because it's my fault. I think I can see it. Like that, it was like, that went really deep. And I was like, wow, okay. But I hope she sticks on the show. I think she will.
Yeah.
There's a lot to her and they just fit right in. So that's really good. So we move on to Amber, who, I mean, she's just going off the deep end. It makes so much sense. I'm glad that we have talked about this whole incident that happened with her and Andrew and the machete and all the custody, all the stuff, and it finally comes out in this episode at the end. But the episode before and pretty much the beginning of this episode, she was in this therapy session saying she's exploding. She's a ticking time bomb and she's there. So nobody needs any like... It's not a mystery here.
No, and you know, this is how the show works though. Like, had this not happened with Amber, right? What they would have shown of her was her and Andrew getting along and the baby. Now that this came out, now they're showing those scenes that they had taped of her, you know, ready to explode and going through anger and talking about, you know, how they're kind of fighting. Because if you listen to her, when she's talking, she's really just making little of the fact about her and Andrew arguing. Like, she's like, you know, we fight a little bit about this, but it has to be much more than that. It can't be little fights about little things when, you know, what happened. Do you know what I'm saying? My point is, like, this show...
Or she literally is a ticking time bomb, and like she's saying, like we witnessed in the car, she just gets so ticked off like that, like off of nothing, just so fast. I believe that. And then she exploded.
Yeah, but I think this happened... I don't think it's that she just exploded this one time.
Okay. So.
I think the other times haven't been as big and he hasn't had to call the cops or something.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And they haven't been showing her in that light throughout the season. She's had a couple little talks about her. I didn't get that from her. I didn't get that.
No, for the longest time we didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I totally get it.
Now they're showing it.
Yep.
Now that all this came out. Had it not come out, we might not ever saw that part of Amber.
Maybe.
They've done it before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they did. I'll remind you after.
Okay. Well, yeah, so, I mean, Gary and Christina have to deal with the repercussions of all this, and Leah, and it's just bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of a better relationship, though, we see Cheyenne. She's so cute. Mm-hmm. She's just so cute.
She's just fantastic.
She's so beautiful, first of all. Mm-hmm. And I can't even explain, like, who is she? How does she become this, like, wonderful, like...
I don't know. And I hope that I learned something from her, this young kid.
Everybody has to learn something from her and Corey. Like, Corey has his issues and, you know, but like...
She's like that with everybody, though. She's not just like that. She's like that forgiving, that grown up kind of, you know, take the high road with everything.
Yeah.
It's not just about with him. It's not just this relationship.
It's just so crazy. It's so crazy. So she wants to do some charity work. And she invites Taylor, which was really nice. But there was some racial tweets that were resurfacing that Taylor did years ago that she wanted to bring up to her. Yeah, I mean, so they do the whole charity thing and they go to lunch. And it was really nice how she brought it up. Like, you couldn't have been any more unthreatening.
Exactly.
Than she was.
Right. And how she leads up to it, And
how she ends, too. Like, I don't want to be any kind of drama, like, for
In
you. Like,
She's so great. Yeah.
I really didn't care for Taylor's, like, response.
Yeah.
Too much. I didn't feel like...
the last one was, like, in 2014. You're not that young. 20 years old, I mean, if you're saying this kind of stuff, then,
Yeah, I don't understand. But then also it's like she is dating a black guy, so like,
yeah,
she must not hate them that much.
No, it's not. It wasn't just about hating them. It was a rude comment.
Yeah, like,
even my father is dating an Asian woman, and then whatever her name was, can you make me some sushi rolls or something, just
yeah, that is just so inappropriate and not young enough to make that an excuse.
No.
At all.
No.
16, 15, maybe like you're a dumb idiot.
Right.
Like somebody needs to raise you better than that. But
right.
20?
Right.
No. And I just didn't like how there was no emotion in it. I don't know if she was nervous or what, but like...
She was definitely nervous. I could see her mouth.
And I loved how Cheyenne said, I wouldn't feel right as a mother with my little, like, baby being around you with these. I don't like her.
Yeah.
I just don't like her. I don't like her at all.
No.
Yeah. I judge very quickly.
I know, and you're good like that. You're very good, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I am good, people. I'm good. Yeah, I'm not digging it. But just Cheyenne's so great. So she brought up the treats, and Cheyenne wants everybody to be on the same page and everybody to be on Ryder's page.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
It's really cute.
So yeah. Next week is the reunion. Mm-hmm. So we have that to talk about. That'll be really good. We have Ryan talking about how he doesn't know how he got started using heroin, but he just never stopped. And Dr. Drew asked Mackenzie about her mom, and he's like, she's just like, I'm not going there. So a lot happened. So I'm really excited for that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to cut to the wide right now. Snap my fingers and it happens. So it'll be really good. I'm excited. That's like one of my favorite parts. I feel like I always say it on the show. Like, you get so much out of the reunions.
Yeah.
So that'll be really great. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You can find me on Instagram at Mackenzie Fain. Where can we find you?
On Instagram at Lee Fain.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.